there everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Krista and I'll be doing your August 2019 general tarot forecast for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I hope that you enjoyed your July 2019 general forecast. This is for Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, and Gemini Rising signs for the month of August 2019. I'm using the Good Tarot deck for your main spread today, and we'll get jumper cards from the other oracle decks. For some additional information, I will be using a 5-card spread today, using the bottom of the deck card for general energy, and then we will qualify any outstanding cards in your spread. All right, so what does Gemini need to know for August 2019? Messages for Gemini, August 2019. We are in the midst of a Mercury in retrograde as well. So if there's any hiccups going on in your life currently, or any revisions that need to be made, try not to hurry through those. We have until pretty much the first week of August to put things back into motion. Messages for Gemini. Sun, Moon, and Rising. A couple of cards jump out. You could have some outdated fears around a Cancerian or around someone who's got a lot of emotional availability here. You could feel that somebody is too emotional. Someone regarding a happy home. Okay, no more jumpers. All right, messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I wonder if it's super hot where you are. It is really hot here. I really like the heat though, so it's not a bad thing. All right, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Messages for Gemini. I just noticed that a card is turned around, so we'll wait till we get there. Let's see what card that is. Might have been my imagination, but I don't think so. Well, maybe it was. Well then, let me get these back up and keep shuffling. I could have swore I saw a card turned around there. No biggie. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Let's get your messages. Gemini. All right, folks, here we go. Yeah, there's that 10 of Swords that we saw earlier, and then a decision or a balancing act. Bottom of the deck energy, really, really nice. You have some really soulful, sweet energy here. I just want to look at the 5 cards to begin with. The Sun is in square center in the middle of your whole spread. This is really just happiness, bountifulness, it's health, well-being, joy. There could be a child involved, a new baby, a new project, something new. Could be dealing with a Leo. You could have Leo in your own chart. Ultimately, this is kind of like a fix-all, like a Swiss Army knife solution for everything. If you do have an issue here, you can find solutions really quickly. Just by being bright and joyous. We could have a karmic contract here, or some justice or even legal issues. And then we just have that really heavy overkill energy moving on toward the direction of your dreams, really knowing what is due to you. And then here with the outcome, having basically to make a decision, having to tell the truth about something. This could very well be a legal issue for you, Gemini. At the bottom of the deck, we have this gorgeous Fool card. Just make sure whatever you're walking into, you do have all the information that you need for, that you are prepared for this in as much as you can be prepared for. In many ways, I mean, the Fool is faith, right? It could be a flight of fancy, but it could be faith, you know, moving in the direction of your dreams or taking a new leap of faith towards something that you want to try or something that's new to you. It could even just having that spirit of laissez-faire, that, you know, it doesn't matter what comes your way, you can deal with anything. But as an underlying energy with all the other cards here, I'm just seeing something super positive. Like I said, essentially with the sun in the center, you can't really go very wrong with that. And just because I'm so ultra curious, under the Fool, we have this gorgeous Leo energy again, right? This is the spiritual advisor here in this deck. This is someone who is an ascended master, someone who has a great deal of spiritual gifts, someone who is enlightened, right? Profound wisdom. But this is through the heart, right? This is something that is experienced, and you have to have it to give it. And this person, their heart is front and center. And then of course they have the halo here. So a lot of doubling up on the Leonian energy. I'm wondering if you have a Leo in your moon or rising, if you're a Gemini sun watching. Leo might even be a decent reading for you to watch no matter what. There could be messages there for you as well. And then underneath that is the Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, not surprisingly, in Mercury in retrograde, you could be, you know, how far have I come? What do I really want for the future here with regard to my long-term plans? It's a really nice, sturdy position to be in. I wouldn't mock or laugh at a Seven of Pentacles. I think that they've worked a long, hard way to get to where they are. They're just sort of looking around, taking stock and seeing what the future holds. So a lot of really positive energy here. And in saying all that, I feel strongly that you're guided by your own sense of purpose and your own, you know, inner love, compassion, well-being, and even spiritual acumen, Gemini. And whatever path you're about to take here, or whatever you're about to embark on here, really comes from the heart and is coming from a heart space. There's a great deal of heart, a great deal of faith. Hard not to read this now as a karmic contract. Like I said, this Justice card, this could be on a much smaller scale. Like I said, it could be a legal decision, or it could be a legal environment for you, but I'm not seeing that King or Queen or even that Knight of Swords here, right? So we could very easily be looking at a karmic contract, right? The justice, the balancing act, the faith, you know, idealism and faith, and then that spiritual, I would even say mastery, right? And then again, right in the center, this glaring sun right in the center of anything. So it kind of really wouldn't even matter, you know, what is around this. Now, we don't have a lot of harsh energy around this. We have some challenging energy, two cards that create some challenges. But you know what? This is how you're going to find your footing, because you're going to recognize what your soul contract is, what it is that you have to offer and provide and give, and what you'll receive. It goes both ways, right? You have to know what you're giving and have to know what you are about to receive. So I think we can get out of the mind. The challenge here is to get out of the mind. Something here that you're thinking about or contemplating or trying to assess or even maneuver in is on overkill. Time is up for this, right? So we're going to put some over processing or overthinking, over involvement, whatever that is on a general level for you. We're just going to get rid of that, because that's the challenge. We're going to get out of our heads, back into a place of spiritual acumen, a place of joy and wonder, because this is literally the solution to your query this month. The solution is the sun. Advancement, development, being in the spotlight, happiness, joy, success, creativity. My word just struck me. Gemini, if you are embarking on a new creative venture where you don't have, say, any experience, or you don't have any, say, paperwork, and you are a novice somewhere, someone is really picking you up on that because of what you do, right? It's not what you studied, it's what you do, and it's who you are, it's how you are. So really stunning to have this in the center of everything. I would say if you are in the process or just coming out of a sense of worry, not making the right decision here, not choosing the right path, overthinking something, get out of the head, get your spiritual self on, take that leap of faith, move in the direction of something positive and life affirming. This could technically also literally be a child as well. This could be a child being brought in to your environment, or you're having a child, or you're maybe interested in working with children. You could be getting, if this is a legal case, you could be getting custody of children. Here in your what is hidden, so this is the 3 of Wands. This is just knowing what you want, right? Knowing what you expect to get. So I think this is part of why you're really keen in just moving forward in your idealism, in your leap of faith here, in your spiritual acumen. You're able to do that because you know what to expect. And you know that giving up the ghost here, or giving up, these overwhelming thoughts or energies, is all part and parcel of moving forward. That's just weighing you down, right? And here with the outcome is just making a decision. It's so curious because we have the Justice with the scales. As you know, there's 2, one and the other, and then we sort of weigh them. And then you have this sort of minor version of that, frankly. You've got the 2 of Swords, swords of truth. Like, she even has one. She has a sword of truth, right? And I think what this is just asking you for your outcome, at least by the end of the month, is to pick a process. Just pick one, because it'll be the right one for you, as long as it's your truth. She knows her truth, and she knows what to balance it against. I think as long as you are secure, and you will be, as long as you are secure in what you're thinking and believing, and get away from harsh energies or thoughts or outdated habits or beliefs, right? Your highest spiritual self. I think this might even be shown to you, believe it or not. I think by being happy and joyous and welcoming and childlike, not childish, childlike, wondrous, amazed, right? Really gorgeous energy. I think if you just pick up your personal sword of truth. Let's look at the challenge. What is really behind the 10 of Swords? Why is the 10 of Swords as the challenge? Why is the 10 of Swords the challenge? Why is the 10 of Swords the challenge? Way too many cards. Let's try that again. Why is the 10 of Swords the challenge? Nah, no small beans. I'm telling you. I shuffle on camera for a reason, Gemini, and just because the cards consistently freak me out, and this is another example, what is really behind all this? It's your purpose. It's judgment. It's another chance, second chance at something here. And I feel so strongly that you've already tried something else. You've already been down that road, that path, that thought process, right? Whatever that is for you, conversation, whatever this is, this mind or belief or thought or habit. But there's something else new to you. The challenge is to take charge of your second chance. The judgment. It's like a rebirth. It's like a coming back from something. There's a little bit of heroism, I think, involved in this reading for you as well. You could be a hero to somebody. You could be a hero to yourself. You could even be called a hero. Particularly if you tell the truth about yourself or something important. Gemini, I think it's really important to your own spiritual advancement and to your own sense of happiness. And it will lead you in a beautiful direction that you may not even be able to entirely anticipate at this time. That's why it's so important that you just move forward in a confident, positive direction. We had 2 jump out. We have both surrender and release, and then listening. This is a lot of receptive energy. There is a receptive energy here. Listening could be music, could be to other people, could be your inner voice, higher calling, right? And then whenever we see surrender and release, we really get a sense of letting go, right? Letting go, identifying what doesn't work for you or what seems to be on repeat or overkill, and then letting it go. You're going to surrender to it, however that works for you. I'm glad you were here. I'm glad this was part of my life. I can now let go with love. Something as simple as that. Or you can really write it down. You can, I surrender to the power of God or Source or Mother Mary or Jesus or whatever it is for you, right? And I release all fear. So you can create mantras for yourself here that will help align you to your higher purpose and align you to where Spirit is really pulling you in a gorgeous, gorgeous direction, I might add. Month of August looks very exciting, but not in a frivolous sense, Gemini. I don't see any frivolosity here. I just see a lot of powerful spiritual acumen. And again, with the leap of faith and that gorgeous creative energy, just a lot of personal power, a lot of personal charisma. It's interesting to see both Judgment and the Justice card here. I mean, that's not only a second calling, that's now's the time. All that glitters seems to show up for me when we're looking at the surface of something. I think something needs to be delved into. All that glitters, as we know, as the saying goes, isn't gold. It's a really nice time to get away from, there's only one pentacle here, right? So get away from what is catching our eye, so to speak, and get into that heart space. Just the higher calling. All that glitters isn't gold. It doesn't mean it's not beautiful or comfortable, but that's not all there is. And that's not even the most important part. So all that glitters, take that mask off. What's underneath? What's underneath the mask of what you're in process of moving toward? Or the job that you want, or the goals that you have. What's underneath it all? Is it fulfilling a heart space? Is it fulfilling your spiritual needs? Ooh, I thought that was just going to jump. So we're going to get another jumper card from our medicine card deck here. Just for some information. We do have Trickster. I do think that this is going to play part and parcel in with the 10 of Swords. By the time we get to the 10, we're in practice of this. We've been doing it for a long time. This could feel like a lot of effort to get rid of. But rest assured you can. You don't want to trick yourself out of the next stage or leveling up for yourself, Gemini. Don't trick yourself. Don't fool yourself. Remember, the trickster gets in our way. It creates problems. And they're funny the first 100 times, right? But when they are shadowing our idealism, because we can get cynical after a while, right? You can get cynical with the trickster, even if you're used to it. You want idealism and you want, you know, ascended master energy. Wow, deception just totally jumped. So we have trickster and deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship, whether this is business, whether this is study, whether this is finance or legal, personal. Maybe this is about your own spiritual self-determination. I think it might be time for perhaps you to take a deeper look at yourself. Could you be tricking yourself into or out of something? Is the person you're listening to or have the people you've been listening to? Remember, this is in thoughts, ideas, words, and language, right? Could it be the 10 of Swords I'm pointing to? Could it be that they're not who they appear that they are? I would get right down to the nitty gritty about who it is that you are and what it is that you want, what you're willing to do for it, and what you expect for it before you even include anyone else at this time, because this is about your own spiritual advancement, Gemini. So that is your reading for the month. I had a blast reading for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed your reading with me today. If you did, like and share my videos. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Take excellent care. Bye for now.